দেবগণ জয় গুরু হরিজন আছি সর্বদেবগণ জয় গুরু হরিজন উমাদন আজিকানে ধরিলা উমাদন আজিকানে ধরিলা দিগন্তে কিছু লাগিলা আজি লাগিলা দিগন্তে কিছু লাগিলা জ্যোতির্ময় রূপারে সতর পদ্ম পরে জ্যোতির্ময় রূপারে সতর পদ্ম পরে যোগী জন মনে জানে মজিলা যোগী জন মন জানে মজিলা দিগন্তে কিছু লাগিলা আজি লাগিলা দিগন্তে কিছু লাগিলা জগত মিলন কাল জন প্রেম বিতরিলা ভকত মিলন কাল জন প্রেম বিতরিলা জয় গুরু ধ্বনি কম্পি উঠিলা জয় গুরু ধ্বনি কম্পি উঠিলা দিগন্তে কিছু লাগিলা আজি দিগন্তে কিছু লাগিলা আজি লাগিলা দিগন্তে কিছু লাগিলা আসিছন্তি প্রাণর ঠাকুর আসিছন্তি প্রাণর ঠাকুর অভিলাষ মনে আজি তুলিলা দিগন্তে কিছু লাগিলা আজি লাগিলা দিগন্তে কিছু লাগিলা আজি লাগিলা দিগন্তে কিছু লাগিলা।
ଜୟଗୁରୁ ଭାଇ ଶୁଣା ଯାଉଛି?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
জানি
यमुना किए सुनाइला सजनी यमुना किए सुनाइला कानरा भीतर पसी मोरा मापरसी हो कानरा भीतर पसी मोरा मापरसी हो मन प्राण आकुल कहिला मन प्राण आकुल कहिला सजनी राम राम किए सुनाइला गीते मन पछी साते राम राम मरे को गीते मन पछी साते राम राम मरे को नीति दिन पति मन मोरा नीति दिन पति मन मोरा पसुरी न पर तारे मीरा मोती मोती घरे पसुरी न पर तारे मीरा मोती मोती घरे हे बिसते पागली मोरा हे बिसते पागली मोरा राम राम किए सुनाइला अबस राम नाम गाए गाए अबस कही राम नाम गाए गाए आखिनीते दर्शन जोरे आखिनीते दर्शन जोरे पासुरी जेते मोहेली भावे पासुरी जेते मोहेली भावे मनो मोरा दुरस नाहिला मनो मोरा दुरस नाहिला जिएथी पाया साहिर बताई दिया जिएथी पाया साहिर बताई दिया रूणी तोरा के दे जीव सारा रूणी तोरा के दे जीव सारा कोड़ा माना पहुँची जाऊं रहना विसय कोड़ा माना पहुँची जाऊं रहना विसय हे बेसंते पागली पारा
भवबन्धन मोचन पूजबर गुणहीनम शेषगुणाधिपति भवभीरुजने सत तम्बरद प्रणमामि गुरुं शिवकल्पतरुं प्रणमामि गुरुं शिवकल्पतरुं जय गुरु। जय गुरु। वन्दनं देव वन्दनं वन्दनं तव चरणारविन्दं वन्दनं देव
वन्दनं वन्दनं तव चरणारविन्दं
वन्दनं देव वन्दनं वन्दनं तव चरणारविन्दं
वन्दनं देव वन्दनं वन्दनं तव चरणारविन्दं
प्रणमामि सद्गुरुं प्रणमामि सद्गुरु चरणारविन्दं
प्रणमामि सद्गुरु चरणारविन्दं
वन्दनं देव वन्दनं
वन्दनं देव वन्दनं
वन्दनं तव चरणारविन्दं
वन्दनं तव चरणारविन्दं
चन्दन चर्चित कान्त कळेबरम्
चन्दन चर्चित कान्तकळेबरम्
सुरनर वन्दित पदरविन्दम्
सुरनरवन्दित पदारविन्दम्
शतदल शोभित श्रीपदयुगलम्
शतदल शोभित श्रीपदयुगलम्
प्रणमामि सद्गुरु चरणारविन्दं
प्रणमामि सद्गुरु चरणारविन्दं
प्रणमामि सद्गुरु चरणारविन्दं
प्रणमामि सद्गुरु चरणारविन्दं
वन्दनं देव वन्दनं
वन्दनं देव वन्दनं
वन्दनं तव चरणारविन्दं
वन्दनं देव चरणारविन्दं
मधुरं मधुरं अधरं मधुरं
माधुरं माधुरम् आधरं माधुरम्
मधुरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरम्
माधुरं माधुरं
मधुरं शान्त ज्योतिर्मय कान्ति सुमधुरं
शान्त ज्योतिर्मय शान्ति सुमधुरम्
प्रणमामि सद्गुरु चरणारविन्दं
प्रणमामि सद्गुरु चरणारविन्दं
प्रणमामि सद्गुरु चरणारविन्दं
प्रणमामि सद्गुरु चरणारविन्दं
वन्दनं देव वन्दनं
वन्दनं देव वन्दनं
वन्दनं तव चरणारविन्दं
वन्दनं तव चरणारविन्दं
निर्गुण स्वधारव्याप्तं सचराचरं विश्वधारव्याप्तं सचराचरं सत्यं शिवं सुन्दरं सत्यं शिवं सुन्दरं नित्यनिरञ्जनं प्रणमामि सद्गुरुचरणरविन्दं प्रणमामि सद्गुरुचरणरविन्दं वन्दनं देव वन्दनं वन्दनं देव वन्दनं तव चरणरविन्दं निराकार नराकार शुद्ध ज्ञानमूर्तिं निराकार नराकार शुद्ध ज्ञानमूर्तिं भव भय भञ्जन त्वं प्रेमनिधिं भव भय भञ्जन त्वं प्रेमनिधिं त्राहि जगदीश करुणाबलनाय त्राहि जगदीश करुणाबलनाय प्रणमामि सद्गुरुचरणरविन्दं प्रणमामि सद्गुरुचरणरविन्दं प्रणमामि सद्गुरुचरणरविन्दं प्रणमामि सद्गुरुचरणरविन्दं वन्दनं देव वन्दनं वन्दनं देव वन्दनं तव चरणरविन्दं वन्दनं तव चरणरविन्दं प्रणमामि सद्गुरुचरणरविन्दं प्रणमामि सद्गुरुचरणरविन्दं प्रणमामि सद्गुरुचरणरविन्दं प्रणमामि सद्गुरुचरणरविन्दं वन्दनं देव वन्दनं वन्दनं देव वन्दनं वन्दनं तव चरणरविन्दं वन्दनं तव चरणरविन्दं
जय गुरु Sadguru Swami Nigmananda Upadeshamrita, chapter to Sannyasis, Brahmacharis and Sevakas, page 107, Union of Householders and Ascetics. My aim is to bring the union of householders and ascetics. Time and again, I have expressed it before you. Moreover, I have also told you if Bharata achieves development in any time, it can only be possible by the sacred union of householders and ascetics. My institution has suffered a great setback due to deviation from that path. However, I am not sorry for it. I visualize the good omen that my feeling is established on a firm foundation. Because those who have once left me are again returning back. In this connection, I hold the view if anyone on leaving me prospers in life by his independent endeavor, I shall be least worried for it. Rather, I shall think of his welfare. If he realizes his mistake and returns to me, I shall forgive and accept him smilingly. But if I find him spoiling his life, drifting in void, losing both days of life, there will be no limit to my sadness. When you will indeed realize your incapability and emptiness, I shall then make you capable and worthy. To realize one's incapability and unworthiness is a matter of great fortune. But, oh dear child, the dreadful demon of arrogance and egoism lying hidden at the back of your humility has not yet been debilitated and emptied of his power. Till now, you have not escaped from his clutches. You consider yourself quite capable. What is the use of telling otherwise? When all your egoism will be completely obliterated and you, on relinquishing the arrogance of a doer, will realize that you are out and out empty and destitute. I shall make you capable and worthy. Your empty heart will be filled with my great gift. Jai Guru.
ଜୟ ଜୟରାଜ୍ୟ ସାହିତ୍ୟ ସଂଘ ପୁରୀ ବ୍ରାଞ୍ଚ ଆମେରିକା ସାହିତ୍ୟ ସଂଘ 981 ସଂଘ ପୂଜା ସେସନ୍ ବିବରଣୀ ଡେଟ୍ November 2nd 2005 ପାଳିଆ ଆରିୟାନ ସ୍ୱାତିମା ଆଣ୍ଡ ଶିବାନୀ ଦ୍ୱିବେଦୀମା ଅଧିବେଶ puja was on April 10th, but there was no Adhivasa puja as it was Ekadasi. Attendance sheet is available in the member section of the AMSHA's website. November 2nd, Sunday, first session from 7:15 a.m. to 8:45 a.m. The morning session of the puja started at 7:15 a.m. with Pratikya. During Pratikya, Nirliptama and Miluma sang Kunje Kokila Gaire and Kunja Dware Basira Kande consecutively. During that time, all the devotees joined the puja either at Nigama Shruti Mandira or via teleconference. Sanjit Bhai performed the arati, then Smita Rema led the singing of the Vandana, Bandai Guru Charana and Strota Vandana. Sangitama read Sri Sri Guru Gita Sloka number 40. Braja Bhai read the Paricha Patra followed by Samudani and Bhakta Nivasa Nirmana Prathana. Then Sonia Ma read Sangha Sevaka 21st year part 1, Bandana Prathana and Prathana Karinka Prati. Then Shivani Dibedima invited Sri Sri Thakura Maharaj for Balya Bhoga and Thakura Maharaj, Bhai, Maharaj and young aspirant to attend the second session. The first session concluded with Jai Guru Namakirtana. After the first session, Balya Bhoga was offered to Sri Sri Thakura and Bhais, Maharaj and young aspirants accepted Prasad. Second session started from 9:45 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. The second session of the puja started at 9:45 a.m. with Linama and Anjali Ma singing Abahana, Kahara Boinsi Bajuchi, Jonai Pade Jodi Kara sequentially. This was followed by Pranama Gana and opening of the asana. Then Rasmi Chaudhary Ma sang the Bandana, Kadamba Bane Se Kaliya Kanhu. Kalpanama read Parichaya Patra for Maj. Then Uditama sang Vishwavati Pranam. Padmama read the Nigam Upadesh, page 105 to 107, which was about 2 paths. After that, Prabir Bhai read the minutes of the last Sangha Puja. Sasmita Ma read Pancha Sanyasini Sishya, page 226 to 229. Arpita Ma sang Guru Namotharu Bali, and Dolly Ma read Jogi Guru from page 74. The questionnaire session was led by Brajabhai. Then young aspirant session started with Simran singing the Prathana Sangita, Hasare Hasare Mukuta Jhare. Then Swatima led the discussion in the Y session and took the attendance of young aspirants and discussed a few items by asking questions to the young aspirants. Then Aryan, Shivani Dvivedima and Swatima did their Bhava Vinimaya Seva. Shivani Dvivedima invited Sri Sri Thakura for Madhyana Bhoga and evening puja. Then Biswajit Behera Bhai invited Sri Sri Thakura for Asha Utsava to be held on November 5, 2025, followed by Asrita and Sweta Ma invited Sri Sri Thakura to the Sangha Puja to be held on November 9, 2025. After that, Shivani Dvivedima prayed for forgiveness for any mistakes from Sri Sri Thakura, all Bhais, Mahaj and young aspirants. The session concluded with Vidaya Prathana, Dinanatha Ehi Bhikkha Kare Sri Charane, sung by Shivani Mahantima, and the asana was closed with Jai Guru Namakirtana and Pranama. Biswajit Bhai took the attendance of all Bhais and Mahaj present for the puja. Then Madhyana Bhoga was offered to Sri Sri Thakura, followed by Prasad Sevanam. Sri Thakura Janasita, Aryan, Swatima and Shivani Dvivedima. Jai.
ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ ଶୁଭୁଛି ଭାଇ
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମା ଜୟ
ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ ନୀଳାଚଳ ଠାକୁର ନିଗମାନନ୍ଦ ପେଜ୍ 243 ମେହେରା କମ୍ପାନୀ ପ୍ରଥମେ ଦାକ୍ଷିଣାତ୍ୟ ବୁଲାଇ ଆଣିଲା ମାନ୍ଦ୍ରାସ କାଞ୍ଜିବରମ୍ ବେଙ୍ଗଲପୁର ପକ୍ଷୀତୀର୍ଥ ଚିଦାମ୍ବରମ୍ କୁମ୍ଭକୋଣମ୍ ତାଞ୍ଜୋର ତ୍ରିଚିନାପଲ୍ଲୀ ମଧୁରା ରାମେଶ୍ୱରମ୍ ତ୍ରିପୁଟି ବାଲାଜୀ ଦକ୍ଷିଣରେ ଏହି ସବୁ ଦ୍ରଷ୍ଟବ୍ୟ ସ୍ଥାନ ଆମେମାନେ ଦେଖିଲୁ। ପରିବ୍ରାଜକ ଅବସ୍ଥାରେ ଠାକୁର ଏହି ଅଞ୍ଚଳର ଅଧିକାଂଶ ତୀର୍ଥ ଦର୍ଶନ କରିଥିଲେ। ତେଣୁ ସେ ନିଜେ ଇଚ୍ଛା କରି ଯେଉଁଠାରେ ଯେଉଁ ବିଶେଷ ବସ୍ତୁ ଥିଲା ତାହା ସବୁ ଦେଖାଇଦେଲେ। ତାଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ଆମେ କାବେରୀରେ ସ୍ନାନ କଲୁ। ମଧୁରାର ବିଖ୍ୟାତ ମନ୍ଦିର ସର୍ବାପେକ୍ଷା ମୋର ବିଶେଷ ସ୍ମରଣ ଅଛି। ବାବା ସୁନ୍ଦରେଶ୍ୱର ଓ ମୀନାକ୍ଷୀ ଗଳ୍ପ କହିଥିଲେ। ରାମେଶ୍ୱର ଠାରୁ ରାମ ଝର୍କା ଓ ଧନୁଷ୍କୋଟି ଦୂରରେ ଅବସ୍ଥିତ। ଶୁଣିଲୁ ସ୍ପେଶାଲ ଟ୍ରେନ ଏତେ ଦୂର ଯିବ ନାହିଁ। ଧନୁଷ୍କୋଟି ଦର୍ଶନୀୟ ସ୍ଥାନ ବୋଲି ଆମର ଅନ୍ୟାନ୍ୟ ଗୁରୁ ଭାଇ ଏବଂ ମା ଦିଦି ଓ ମୋତେ ନେଇ ଠାକୁର ଲୋକାଲ ଟ୍ରେନରେ ବୁଲାଇ ଆଣିଲେ। ସେଇ ପଥର ଉଭୟ ପାର୍ଶ୍ୱରେ ସମୁଦ୍ରର ଜଳ। ମଧ୍ୟବର୍ତ୍ତୀ ସ୍ଥାନରେ ଛୋଟ ଗାଡ଼ିଟା ଧନୁଷ୍କୋଟି ଆଡ଼କୁ ଚାଲିଥାଏ। କେତେବେଳେ ବା କ୍ଷୁଦ୍ର କ୍ଷୁଦ୍ର ତରଙ୍ଗ ଉଭୟ ପାର୍ଶ୍ୱରେ ଖେଳି ଯାଉଥାଏ। ଅଳ୍ପ ଦୂରରେ ସମୁଦ୍ର, କିନ୍ତୁ ସ୍ଥାନଟି ନିମ୍ନ ବେଳାଭୂମି ପରି। ସେଠାରେ ଅନବରତ ସାଗର ତରଙ୍ଗ କ୍ରୀଡ଼ାରତ। ଦେଖିଲେ ଯୁଗପତ୍ ଭୟ ଓ ଆନନ୍ଦ ବୋଧ ହୁଏ। ପ୍ରାୟ ଅପରାହ୍ନ 3ଟା ସମୟରେ ଠାକୁର ଆମମାନଙ୍କୁ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ନେଇ ଭାରତ ମହାସାଗର କୂଳରେ ଆସି ଦଣ୍ଡାୟମାନ ହେଲେ। ସମୁଦ୍ର ସହିତ ମୁଁ ଆବାଲ୍ୟରୁ ପରିଚିତ। ପୁରୀର ସମୁଦ୍ର ଖୁବ୍ ସୁନ୍ଦର। ଏହି ଲହର ଲୀଳା ଅନ୍ୟ କୌଣସି ସମୁଦ୍ରରେ ନାହିଁ ବୋଲି ମୁଁ ଅନେକଙ୍କଠାରୁ ଶୁଣିଛି। ଧନୁଷ୍କୋଟିର ଯେଉଁ ସ୍ଥାନରୁ ଜାହାଜ ଛାଡ଼େ ସେହି ସ୍ଥାନରେ ସମୁଦ୍ର ଶାନ୍ତ ପୋତାଶ୍ରୟ ପରି, କିନ୍ତୁ ଯେଉଁଆଡ଼େ ବାଲୁକା ସୈକତ ସେଇଆଡ଼େ ସମୁଦ୍ରର ମୂର୍ତ୍ତି ଭୟଙ୍କର। ସେଦିନ ଆକାଶ ମେଘାଚ୍ଛନ୍ନ ଥିଲା। ହୁ ହୁ ପବନ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ପ୍ରକାଣ୍ଡ ପ୍ରକାଣ୍ଡ ଢେଉ କୂଳରେ ବାଡ଼େଇ ହେଉଥାଏ। ସମୁଦ୍ରର ରଙ୍ଗ ନୀଳ ନୁହେଁ, ଭାରି କଳା। କୂଳରେ ଶାମୁକା କଉଡ଼ି ନାହିଁ। ପ୍ରବାଳ ଆଉ ଫେଣ, ଠିକ୍ ଯେପରି ମନୁଷ୍ୟର ପିଞ୍ଜରାସ୍ଥି। ସମସ୍ତେ ମିଶି ତାହା ଏକ ଭୈରବ ଭୟପ୍ରଦ ପଟ୍ଟଭୂମି। ଅନ୍ତତଃ ମୋ ଚକ୍ଷୁରେ ଏହା ହିଁ ବୋଧ ହୋଇଥିଲା। କିନ୍ତୁ ବାଡ଼ି ହସ୍ତରେ ଦଣ୍ଡାୟମାନ ହୋଇ ବାବା ଯେପରି ଏକଦୃଷ୍ଟିରେ ସେହି ଦୃଶ୍ୟ ଉପଭୋଗ କରୁଥିଲେ। ମନେ ହେଲା ଶ୍ମଶାନେଶ୍ୱରଙ୍କୁ ସେହି ରୁଦ୍ର ସୌନ୍ଦର୍ଯ୍ୟ ସତେକି ସୁଖକର ବୋଧ ହେଉଥିଲା। ପ୍ରକୃତରେ ସେ ଖୁବ୍ ଆନନ୍ଦ ଲାଭ କରିଥିଲେ। ମହାସମୁଦ୍ରର ଘନକୃଷ୍ଣ ଅତଳ ଅପାର ବିସ୍ତାର କ'ଣ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଏକାର୍ଣ୍ଣବ ଧ୍ୟାନରେ ଉଦ୍ଦୀପିତ କରିଥିଲା? ଲେଖିବାକୁ ଯାଇ ଅପ୍ରାସଙ୍ଗିକ ହେଲେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆଉ ଗୋଟିଏ କଥା ନ ଲେଖି ରହିପାରୁନାହିଁ। ତାଙ୍କ ମୁଖରୁ ଏଭଳି ଗୋଟିଏ ଗିରିଶ ଘୋଷଙ୍କ ଗୀତ ଶୁଣିବାକୁ ପାଇଥିଲୁ। ମେଦିନୀ ମିଶିଲ ତରଲ ସଲିଲେ ତପନ ସୁଲିଲ ବାରି, ତପନ ନିଭିଲ ଅନିଲ ବହିଲ ବିପୁଳ ବ୍ୟମଚାରୀ, ନୀରବ ରବ ଶୂନ୍ୟ ଶରୀରେ ଶୂନ୍ୟ ଶୂନ୍ୟ ମିଶିଲ ଧୀରେ, ନିବିଡ଼ ତିମିରେ ଚେତନା ଝଲସେ ମାୟା କାୟ ଅପହାରୀ। ଉତ୍କଳ ଅନୁବାଦ। ମେଦିଲି ମିଶିଲ ତରଳ ସଲିଲେ ତପନ ସୁଶିଲେ ବାରି, ତପନ ଲୁଚିଲେ ଅନିଳ ବହିଲା ବିପୁଳ ବ୍ୟମଚାରୀ, ନୀରବ ରବ ଶୂନ୍ୟ ଶରୀରେ ଶୂନ୍ୟରେ ଶୂନ୍ୟ ମିଶିଲା ଧୀରେ, ନିବିଡ଼ ତିମିରେ ଚେତନା ଝଲସେ ମାୟା କାୟା ଅପହାରୀ। ଏଇ ଗୀତର କେଡ଼େ ଗଭୀର ସ୍ୱର। ତଦୁପରି ଗାୟକଙ୍କ ଭାବପ୍ରସାଦ ନେଇ ତାଙ୍କ କଣ୍ଠରେ ଏଇ ଜ୍ଞାନ ଶ୍ରବଣ କଲେ ବୋଧା ଶ୍ରୋତାଙ୍କ ଚିତ୍ତରେ ଅବଶ୍ୟ ଲୟ ଓ ଉପଶମ ଭାବ ଜାଗ୍ରତ ହୁଅନ୍ତା। ଗାନ କରୁ କରୁ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କର ଭାବାନ୍ତର ଯେ ସ୍ପଷ୍ଟ ହୋଇଉଠେ, ତାହା ସେବକ ସେବକାଙ୍କର ପ୍ରତ୍ୟକ୍ଷ ଦୃଷ୍ଟ। ଏହି ମହାପ୍ରଳୟର ଗାନ ଯାହାଙ୍କର ପ୍ରିୟ ଥିଲା, ସେଦିନର ଦିନାବସାନରେ ସେହି ଗର୍ଜମାନ କାଳସିନ୍ଧୁ ଯେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ସ୍ୱାଭାବିକ ଭାବରେ ସୁଖକର ବୋଧ ହେବ, ଏହା କହିବା ବାହୁଲ୍ୟ ମାତ୍ର। 7 ବର୍ଷର ବାଳିକା ମୁଁ। ଭାରତବର୍ଷର ଐଶ୍ୱର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଭଣ୍ଡାର ମୋ ଚକ୍ଷୁ ସମ୍ମୁଖରେ ଉଦ୍ଘାଟିତ ହୋଇଥାଏ। କିନ୍ତୁ ଦାକ୍ଷିଣ ପଥରେ ପ୍ରକାଣ୍ଡ ଗୋପୁରମ ଗୁଡ଼ାକ ଦେଖି ମୁଁ ଅବାକ୍ ହୋଇଯାଇଥିଲି। ଇତିହାସର ଛାତ୍ରୀ ହୋଇ ପରେ ସେହି କାଞ୍ଜି, ଶ୍ରୀରଙ୍ଗ, ଚିଦାମ୍ବରମ, ମଦୁରା, ରାମେଶ୍ୱରର ଛବି ଦେଖି କେତେ ଅନୁତାପ କରିଛି। ଯାହା ହଉ ମୁଁ ନ ଦେଖେ ପଛକେ ଠାକୁର କିନ୍ତୁ ଅତ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଆନନ୍ଦିତ ହୋଇଥିଲେ। ପରିବ୍ରାଜକ ଅବସ୍ଥାରେ ସେ ଗୋଟିଏ ଉଦ୍ଦେଶ୍ୟ ନେଇ 4 ଧାମ ଭ୍ରମଣ କରିଥିଲେ। ସେତେବେଳେ ଶିଳ୍ପ ସୌନ୍ଦର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଉପଭୋଗରେ ମନ ନଥିଲା। ସେତେବେଳେ ତାଙ୍କର ବୟସ ମଧ୍ୟ ଖୁବ୍ ଅଳ୍ପ ଥିଲା। ଆଜି ସେ ବାର୍ଦ୍ଧକ୍ୟର ଦ୍ୱାରଦେଶରେ ଦଣ୍ଡାୟମାନ। ସେଦିନ ଅପେକ୍ଷା ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ତାଙ୍କ ମନ ବୁଦ୍ଧିର ପରିଣିତି ଯଥେଷ୍ଟ ଅଧିକ। ସବୁ ଦିଗରୁ ଶ୍ରୀ ମନୁଷ୍ୟ ଭାବରେ ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣତ୍ୱ ଲାଭ କରିଛନ୍ତି। ସେ ନିଜେ କହନ୍ତି, ବେଶୀ ଦିନ ବଞ୍ଚି ରହିବା ଭଲ, ସେଥିରେ ବହୁତ କିଛି ଶିକ୍ଷା କରିବାକୁ ହୁଏ। ସେଇ ପ୍ରଚୁର ବିଦ୍ୟାର୍ଜନ କରିଥିଲେ। ବିଭିନ୍ନ ବିଷୟରେ ତାଙ୍କର କୌତୂହଳ ଥିଲା। ସାମୟିକ ପତ୍ର ପତ୍ରିକା ପାଠ କରି ଜଗତର ଜ୍ଞାନ ଆହରଣ କରିବାରେ ତାଙ୍କର ଆଳସ୍ୟ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ପାଇନାହିଁ। ଏଭଳି ମନୁଷ୍ୟ ଯେ ଦାକ୍ଷିଣାତ୍ୟର ମନ୍ଦିର ନଗରୀ ଗୁଡ଼ିକ ଦେଖି ଆନନ୍ଦ ବିସ୍ମୟରେ ବିଭୋର ହେବ, ଏଥିରେ ଆଶ୍ଚର୍ଯ୍ୟର କଥା କିଛି ନାହିଁ। ବରଂ ସେଇ ଯାହା ଦେଖି ଏତେ ଅଭିଭୂତ ହୋଇଥିଲେ, ତାଙ୍କର ସଙ୍ଗୀମାନେ ସେଭଳି ଏଇ ସମସ୍ତ ବୈଭବ ଦେଖି ମୁଗ୍ଧ ନ ହୋଇଥିଲେ, ସେହି ବିଷୟ ନେଇ ତାଙ୍କ ଆଡ଼କୁ ଅପେକ୍ଷା କରିବାର ଶୁଣିଛି। ହୋଇନଥିଲେ, ସେଇ ବିଷୟ ନେଇ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଅପେକ୍ଷା କରିବାର ଶୁଣିଛି। ଦିନେ ସେ କହୁଥିବାର ଶୁଣିଲି, କେଉଁଠାକୁ ଆସିଛ, କ'ଣ ଯେ ଦେଖିଛ, ସେଇ ସମ୍ବନ୍ଧରେ ତୁମମାନଙ୍କର ଜ୍ଞାନ ନାହିଁ। ତୁମେମାନେ ମନୁଷ୍ୟ ନା ପଶୁ, କିଛି ବୁଝିପାରୁନାହିଁ। ରସଜ୍ଞ ଓ ବୋଧା ସଙ୍ଗୀମାନଙ୍କ ଅଭାବରେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କର ଆନନ୍ଦ ଉଲ୍ଲାସ ଠିକ୍ ଯେତିକି ହେବାର କଥା, ତାହା ହୋଇପାରେ ନାହିଁ। ଗୋଟିଏ ଦିଗରେ ହିନ୍ଦୁ ଧର୍ମ, ଅନ୍ୟ ଦିଗରେ ତାହାରି ଶିଳ୍ପ, ଭାସ୍କର, ସ୍ଥାପତ୍ୟ ପ୍ରତିଭାର ସମନ୍ୱୟ ଦକ୍ଷିଣ ପଥରେ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ତୀର୍ଥରେ ସଂଗଠିତ ହୋଇଛି। ମହାପ୍ରଳୟ ପୂର୍ବରୁ ଠାକୁର ଯେପରି ସେହି ପ୍ରାଚୀନ ଭାରତକୁ ପୁଣି ଥରେ ଦେଖିଯିବା ପାଇଁ ଆସିଥିଲେ। 1339 ସାଲ କାର୍ତ୍ତିକ ମାର୍ଗଶିର ମାସରେ ଯେ ଭାରତ ଭ୍ରମଣ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ସେ ଯେ 1342 ସାଲ ମାର୍ଗଶିର ମାସରେ ଲୋକାତ୍ତର ପଥରେ ଯାତ୍ରା କରିବେ, ସେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ତ ତାହା ଜାଣିନଥିଲୁ। ରାଣୀ ଗୁଣ୍ଠାରେ ପହଞ୍ଚି ଛୋଟ ଲାଇନ ଛାଡ଼ି ବଡ଼ ଲାଇନରେ ଗାଡ଼ିର ଚଢ଼ି ପଶ୍ଚିମ ଭାରତ ଭ୍ରମଣ କରାଗଲା। ଏହା ଭିତରେ ଗୋଟିଏ କଥା କହିବାକୁ ଭୁଲି ଯାଇଛି। ପ୍ରତ୍ୟହ ନୂତନ ଅଞ୍ଚଳ ଦେଖି ଦିନ ଖୁବ୍ ଆନନ୍ଦରେ କଟି ଯାଉଥିଲା। ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ଆନନ୍ଦ ଯେ କି ପ୍ରକାର, ତାହା ଆମେ ବୁଝୁ ବା ନ ବୁଝୁ, ସମସ୍ତେ କିନ୍ତୁ ନୂତନତ୍ୱର ଆନନ୍ଦ ଉପଲବ୍ଧି କରିଛୁ। ସେ ଆନନ୍ଦ ଖାଇବା ବସିଲା ବେଳେ କିନ୍ତୁ ଉଭାଇଯାଏ। ପ୍ରତିଦିନ ଗୋଡ଼ି ମିଶା ମୋଟା ଚାଉଳର ଭାତ, ଅସିଦ୍ଧ ହରଡ଼ ଡାଲି ଓ ରାଜ୍ୟ ଯାକର ଯେତିକି ବାଜେ ପରିବା ତିଆରି ଗୋଟିଏ ଘାଣ୍ଟ ଦେଇ ଖାଇବା ବେଳେ ତାହା କଣ୍ଠ ନଳି ଦେଇ ଯେପରି ଭିତରକୁ ଯାଉନଥାଏ, ବାବା ତରକାରୀକୁ ଏପଟ ସେପଟ କରି କହନ୍ତି, ରାନ୍ଧୁଣିଆ ମାନେ ଯେଉଁଠି ବସି ରାନ୍ଧନ୍ତି ସେଇ ସ୍ଥାନଟା ଆଗେ ପରିଷ୍କାର କରିସାରି ସିନା ପଛରେ ଚୁଲି ତିଆରି କରନ୍ତେ। ଏହି ଘାସ ପାତ୍ର ଜଙ୍ଗଲୀ ଗଛ ଗୁଡାକ ମଧ୍ୟରେ ସେହି ଘାସ ପତ୍ର ଜଙ୍ଗଲୀ ଗଛ ଗୁଡ଼ିକୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ଏଥିରେ ପକେଇ ଦେଉଛନ୍ତି। ତାଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ଶୁଷ୍କ ନରବର, ଗୋବର, ଗୋରୁର ମୂଳ, ଅତଏବ ନରବର ପଶୁର ପାଇଲେ ତା ମଧ୍ୟ ମସଲା ହିସାବରେ ହୁଏତ ଦେଇ ଦଉଥିବେ। ଯାହା ହଉ ସେ ହସ ହସ ମୁଖରେ ତାକୁ ହିଁ ନେଇ କ୍ଷୁଦା ନିବୃତ୍ତି କରନ୍ତି ଏବଂ ମା ମାନେ ତାହା ଦେଖି ହାୟ ହାୟ କରନ୍ତି। ସବୁ ସ୍ଥାନରେ ତ ବଜାର ଘାଟ ଥାଏ, ଗୋଟିଏ ଷ୍ଟୋଭ ଆଣିଥିଲେ ସେମାନେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ଏଭଳି କଦର୍ନ ଖାଇବାକୁ ଦେଇ ନଥାନ୍ତେ। ମୁଁ ଯେଉଁ ସମୟର କଥା କହୁଛି ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ଚାଉଳ, ଡାଲି, ପନିପରିବା ସମସ୍ତ ଶସ୍ତା ଓ ଉତ୍କୃଷ୍ଟ ଧରଣର ଥିଲା। ସେତେବେଳେ ବଜାରରେ ମହେରା କମ୍ପାନୀ ଏତେ ମନ୍ଦ ଖାଦ୍ୟର ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥା କରିଥିଲା ଯେ ତାହା ଅନୁଭବୀ ବିନା କେହି ବିଶ୍ୱାସ କରିବେ ନାହିଁ। ଅଥଚ ଜଣ ପିଛା ଟିକେଟ ଥିଲା 250 ଟଙ୍କା। ଦ୍ୱିତୀୟ ଶ୍ରେଣୀରେ ଯାତ୍ରୀ ବୋଲି ରାତ୍ରିରେ ଗୋଟିଏ କଖାରୁ ତରକାରୀ, ଗୋଟିଏ ଚଟଣି ଓ କିଛି ଲୁଚି ପାଉ। ରାତ୍ରି ଭୋଜନ କୌଣସି ପ୍ରକାର ସହିଯାଉ। ସେହି ଲୁଚିରେ ଘିଅ ପରିମାଣ ଏତେ ଅଳ୍ପ ଥିଲା ଯେ ଦିନେ ଦିନେ ତାକୁ ଟାଣି ଛିଡ଼େଇବା କଷ୍ଟକର ହୁଏ। ଆଉ ତରକାରୀ କହିଲେ ଅଧିକାଂଶ ଦିନ ଆଳୁ କଖାରୁ ମିଶା ତରକାରୀ। ଅଥଚ ସେତେବେଳେ ଥିଲା କୋବି, ବାଇଗଣ, ମଟର ଛୁଇଁର ଋତୁ। ଦକ୍ଷିଣରେ କୌଣସି ଏକ ସ୍ଥାନରେ ଠାକୁର ତୁଙ୍ଗଭଦ୍ରା ନଦୀ ଦେଖାଇଥିଲେ। ନଦୀର ଖୁବ୍ ବଡ଼ ବଡ଼ ପଥର ଖଣ୍ଡ, ଗୋଟିଏ ଗୋଟିଏ ଏତେ ପ୍ରକାଣ୍ଡ ଯେ ଗଣ୍ଡଶୈଳ କହିଲେ ଚଳେ। ସେହି ସବୁ ପ୍ରସ୍ତର ଖଣ୍ଡରେ ବାଧା ପାଇ ମଧ୍ୟ ଘୋର ଗର୍ଜନ କରି ଜଳସ୍ରୋତ ଛୁଟୁଥାଏ। ମନେ ହେଲା ଜଳ ଖୁବ୍ ବେଶୀ ନୁହେଁ, କିନ୍ତୁ ନଦୀର ବେଗ ଦୁରନ୍ତ। ତାହା ତୁଙ୍ଗଭଦ୍ରା ନାମରେ ଗୋଟିଏ ଅନ୍ୱର୍ଥ। ତୀରରେ ଦଣ୍ଡାୟମାନ ରହି ବାବା ବହୁ ସମୟ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ସେହି ଦୁର୍ଦମନୀୟ ସ୍ରୋତାବର୍ତ୍ତକୁ ନିରୀକ୍ଷଣ କରିଥିଲେ। ନାସିକ ଠାରେ ଗୋଦାବରୀ ନଦୀ ଠିକ୍ ଏହାର ବିପରୀତ। ଦୁଇ ପାଖରେ ପଥର ଛାଉଣି, ବଡ଼ ନାଳରେ ଯେପରି ପାଣି ଗଡ଼େ ଠିକ୍ ସେହିଭଳି ତା ଭିତରେ ସ୍ୱଚ୍ଛ ଜଳଧାରା ବହି ଯାଉଥାଏ। ଦେଖୁ ଦେଖୁ ବାବା କହିଲେ, ଏହି ସ୍ଥାନ କ'ଣ ଜନ୍ମସ୍ଥାନ ଓ ପଞ୍ଚବଟୀ? ସୀତାଙ୍କୁ ହରାଇ ରାମଚନ୍ଦ୍ର ଯେଉଁ ଗୋଦାବରୀରେ ପଦ୍ମବନରେ ଖୋଜିବାକୁ ଆସିଥିଲେ, କ'ଣ ଏହି ଗୋଦାବରୀ ଥିରେ ଅଛି କମଳ କାନନ, ତହିଁକି କମଳମୁଖୀ କରନ୍ତି ଭ୍ରମଣ? ଏହା କ'ଣ ତାହାର ନମୁନା? ବନ ତ ଆଦୌ ନାହିଁ। ଗୋଦାବରୀ ତ ଗୋଟିଏ ନଦୀ ବୋଲି ବୋଧ ହୁଏ ନାହିଁ ରେ। ଭୁବନ ଭାଇ କି ଜଣେ କହିଲେ, ରାଜମହେନ୍ଦ୍ରୀ ଠାରେ ଗୋଦାବରୀ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଆଦୌ ଏପରି ଶୀର୍ଣ୍ଣକାୟା କ୍ଷୀଣତୋୟ ନୁହେଁ। ଏହି ସ୍ଥାନ ଉତ୍ପତ୍ତି ସ୍ଥଳର ନିକଟବର୍ତ୍ତୀ ହେତୁ ଗୋଦାବରୀର ଏପରି ଅବସ୍ଥା। ବାବା ମନ୍ତବ୍ୟ ଦେଲେ, ତାହା ଠିକ୍। ପଦ୍ମ ସ୍ରୋତ ସ୍ୱିନୀରେ ହୁଏ ନାହିଁ, ବନ ଜଳରେ ହୁଏ। ଏଠାରେ ଯେପରି କ୍ଷୀଣ ଧାରା, ସେଥିରୁ ଅନୁଭୂତ ହୁଏ କେତେ ହଜାର ବର୍ଷ ପୂର୍ବେ ଏଠାରେ ପଦ୍ମ ବନ ଥିବା ଆଶ୍ଚର୍ଯ୍ୟର କଥା ନୁହେଁ। ପୁନଃ ନାସିକ ବୋଲି ଆମେ
I'm going to summarize that Maharya. In today's reading, Lilama is continuing her narration of her pan-India tour with Thakura in Bengal calendar 1339, English 1930 to 36. They are on board a special train on a second-class coach. Many other Bhai Mahas were also accompanying Thakura. In the first phase of that trip, they covered southern India. Notable places include Mandraj, Kanchipuram, Madurai, Rameswaram, Balaji Temple, etc. Thakura had visited these holy places during his Paribrajaka times, so he was also acting as tour guide for his companions. Lilama recalled taking a dip in holy river Kaveri. She specifically remembers her visit to Meenakshi temple in Madurai. Thakura told the story of Lord Sundareswara, the incarnation of Shiva, and Meenakshi, the incarnation of Ma Parvati. Another popular destination, Ramajorka and Dhanushkodi, so it's a different name. It's a southern tip of India. Was close by, but the special train wasn't going that far. So Thakura took all of his companions to visit those places on a local train. Lilama eloquently narrated about the ocean and its thrilling love and fear effect at the same time. Lilama is acquainted with the sea from childhood, so she did some comparison with Puri beaches that of Rameswaram. She particularly remembers how Thakura used to enjoy those sights. She went on wondering how Thakura, the Lord of Cemetery, Smasaneswara, Lord Shiva, is enjoying those wonderful sights. She went on to quote a lyric of Girish Ghosh. She concluded by writing about Thakura, who loved this Mahapralaya, the ultimate destruction song. It is natural to be in love with this place. She regretted not remembering these things in detail about these places she visited. She recalls how Thakura used to say, it's better to live old, so that helps in learning more things. As the brain matures, so does its ability to process and digest knowledge. He visited these places in his youth. Now he is at the doorstep of old age. He has achieved completeness in all aspects in his life. So it's normal for someone of his stature to appreciate the art and sculpture of southern India. Since all his companions are not of same intellect, he was aware that some indifference about these important places from others. Between the visit of southern India and western India, Lilama shared her bitter experience about the food and the trade. She added Thakura's commentary about it as well. She remembers about the river Tungabhadra and its incredible current, and how the large blocks of stone in the water were nearly the same size of the small hills. She recalls about the river Godavari origin and how it's different from that of Rajmahendri, and a folk song with the lotus garden. After visiting Pune and Nasik, finally, Lilama and Thakura, they reached Bombay. I think I will stop here. I think ODR is Jai Guru.
सेहि भागदिय आहे प्रेममय पाइबि जीवने तुम प्रेमकु सेहि भागदिय आहे प्रेममय पाइबि जीवने तुम प्रेमकु जेउ प्रेमे राधा सही केते बाधा जेउ प्रेमे राधा सही केते बाधा पाई थिला दिने श्याम घनकु पाई थिला दिने श्याम घनकु सेहि भवदीय आहे प्रेममय सेहि भवदीय आहे प्रेममय पाइबि जीवने तुम प्रेमकु पाइबि जीवने तुम प्रेमकु कलंकिनी बोली नागर बाजिला कलंकिनी बोली नागर बाजिला बरज दंड रे सीना बरज दंड रे सीना छाती को पथर करी सही थिला छाती को पथर करी सही थिला सासु ननंद गंजना सासु ननंद गंजना से मुरली स्वने घाई कुंज बने से मुरली स्वने घाई कुंज बने बिकी देइथिला मन प्राणको बिकी देइथिला मन प्राणको सेहि भवदीय आहे प्रेममय सेहि भवदीय आहे प्रेममय पाइबि जीवने तुम प्रेमकु पाइबि जीवने तुम प्रेमकु श्याम प्रेम लिपि ତାଙ୍କ ପଳେ ଲେଖି ଶ୍ୟାମ ପ୍ରେମ ଲିପି ତାଙ୍କ ପଳେ ଲେଖି ମହାଭାବେ ହୋଇଲି ନା ମହାଭାବେ ହୋଇଲି ନା ସହି ଅପବାଦ সকল বিষাদ সহি অপবাদ সকল বিষাদ କରିଥିଲା ତନୁ କ୍ଷୀଣ କରିଥିଲା ତନୁ କ୍ଷୀଣ ମିଳନ ଆଶାରେ ପ୍ରୀତି ବରସାରେ ମିଳନ ଆଶାରେ ପ୍ରୀତି ବରସାରେ ଭିଜି ଯାଇଥିଲା ଘୋର ବନକୁ ଭିଜି ଯାଇଥିଲା ଘୋର ବନକୁ ସେହି ଭାବ ଦିଅ ଆହେ ପ୍ରେମମୟ ସେହି ଭାବ ଦିଅ ଆହେ ପ୍ରେମମୟ ପାଇବି ଜୀବନେ ତୁମ ପ୍ରେମକୁ ପାଇବି ଜୀବନେ ତୁମ ପ୍ରେମକୁ ରାଇ ବିନୋଦିନୀ ହୋଇ ପାଗଳିନୀ ରାଇ ବିନୋଦିନୀ ହୋଇ ପାଗଳିନୀ ପାଇଥିଲା ଯେଉଁ ପ୍ରେମ ପାଇଥିଲା ଯେଉଁ ପ୍ରେମ ସେ ପ୍ରେମ ହେ ମରେ ସଜାଇ ଦିଅ ହେ ସେ ପ୍ରେମ ହେ ମରେ ସଜାଇ ଦିଅ ହେ ଗାଉଥିବି ତୁମ ନାମ ଗାଉଥିବି ତୁମ ନାମ ନ କରି ନିରାଶ ନିଅ ତୁମ ପାଶ ନ କରି ନିରାଶ ନିଅ ତୁମ ପାଶ ପଦେ କରଲି ନଏ ଜୀବନକୁ ପଦେ କରଲି ନଏ ଜୀବନକୁ ସେହି ଭାବ ଦିଅ ଆହେ ପ୍ରେମମୟ ସେହି ଭାବ ଦିଅ ଆହେ ପ୍ରେମମୟ ପାଇବି ଜୀବନେ ତୁମ ପ୍ରେମକୁ ପାଇବି ଜୀବନେ ତୁମ ପ୍ରେମକୁ ଯେଉଁ ପ୍ରେମେ ରାଧା ସହି କେତେ ବାଧା ଯେଉଁ ପ୍ରେମେ ରାଧା ସହି କେତେ ବାଧା ପାଇଥିଲା ଦିନେ ଶ୍ୟାମ ଘନକୁ ପାଇଥିଲା ଦିନେ ଶ୍ୟାମ ଘନକୁ ସେହି ଭାବ ଦିଅ ଆହେ ପ୍ରେମମୟ ସେହି ଭାବ ଦିଅ ଆହେ ପ୍ରେମମୟ ପାଇବି ଜୀବନେ ତୁମ ପ୍ରେମକୁ ପାଇବି ଜୀବନେ ତୁମ ପ୍ରେମକୁ ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ
Jai Guru. Yogi Guru, page 79. Asteya, not stealing. Paradravya paharana tyago steyam. To relinquish the mentality to steal others' property is called asteya, not stealing. When there is no slightest desire in mind to accept others' possessions, it will be considered that asteya has been practiced. Asteya pratisthayam sarvaratnopasthanam. Patanjali Sadhana Pada 37. When Aishwarya, no desire for stealing, is established, all the treasure reaches one of its own accord. It means that anyone settled in asteya will never be in want of wealth. Brahmacharya, celibacy. Virjadharanam Brahmacharyam. To keep various semen in the body undisturbed and undeformed is known as Brahmacharya. Semen is Brahma, therefore it is necessary to avoid sexual act in all places, all times, and all circumstances.
Brahmacharya is practiced by giving up 8 types of Maithuna sexual act. Brahmacharya pratisthayam virya labhaha. Patanjala Sadhana Pada 38. When Brahmacharya is established, vital energy, semen, is acquired. It means that the body of anyone established in Brahmacharya emits pure radiance of Brahmanya Deva. Aparigraha, greedlessness. Deharakshatiritha bhoga sadhanasya vikara parigraha. To give up life of luxury beyond the sustenance of life is called aparigraha, greedlessness. On the whole, to get rid of greed is aparigraha. When the thought of I want this, I want that will not arise in mind, aparigraha is accomplished. Aparigraha stharye janma kathanta sambodha. Patanjala Sadhana Pada 39. When aparigraha is established, the events of past life will emerge in memory. When the aforesaid sadhanas are performed, it means that Yama sadhana is accomplished. To become a true human being, people of all classes, of all countries, have to succeed in Yama sadhana. Otherwise, there is no difference between a man and an animal. Now one has to know what is niyama, external observance, and how it has to be practiced. Sausya santosa pahasadhvaye swara pranidhani niyamaha. Patanjala Sadhana Pada 32. Sausya, cleanliness, santosa, contentment, tapasya, penance, swadhyaya, self-reading, and Ishwara pranidhana, meditation of God. These 5 kriyas are called niyama. To practice all these is called niyama sadhana. Sausya, cleanliness. Sausyam tu dividham proktam svayam bhyantarantasaha mrijala vyaham smartam vakyam manaha uddhishtatantaram. Yogi Yajnavalkya. To remove impurities of body and mind is called Sauchya. That is, to use face wash, soap, perfume, etc. as sign of luxury is not Sauchya. The impurities of body have to be cleansed by using cow dung, soil, and water, etc. And the impurities of mind have to be removed by kindness and other virtues. Sausyat Swanga Jugupsa Parairasam Saragaha. Patanjala Sadhana Pada 40. If man becomes clean truly, he becomes distinguished with his own body by treating it dirty and develops disinclination of the contact of others. Then the great saying of the Avadhuta Gita is remembered. Tistadi narakam groham bhagam sa parinirmitam kimu pasyasi re sitta katham tatraiva dhavasi. Avadhuta Gita 8:14. Santosa, contentment. Yadrachala bhavato nityam manaha pumso bhavediti yadhistam rasyaha prahuhu santosam sukha lakshanam. Yogi Yajnavalkya. The state of mind to be contented with whatever is available daily is called santosa. On the whole, to relinquish the desire for the improbable is santosha. Santosa dhanuttama sukha labha. Patanjali Sadhana Pada 42. The attainment of santosa endows one with superlative happiness. That happiness is inexplicable. This is independent of material happiness. In other words, such happiness has no connection with the external objects. Tapasya, penance. Vidhinoktena margena tasyantrayo nadhivihi sarira sosanam prahustha pasyam tapa uttamam. Yogi Yajnavalkya. As per the canons of the Vedas, to keep the body light and suitable by observing fasting and cumbersome vratas, rituals like Sandrayana, etc., is called tapasya, penance. The success in yoga is not achieved in the absence of tapasya. One attains the divine powers like anima, etc., becoming small as atom, etc., by performing tapasya. Kayandriya siddhira tudhiksya tapasya, Patanjali Sadhana Pada 43. The impurities of body and senses are depleted by tapasya. When the body becomes pure, one acquires the power to make it subtle or physical at his own will. When indriyas, senses, become pure, one gains the power of subtle vision, subtle hearing, subtle smelling, subtle tasting, and subtle touch. Swadhyaya, self-study. Swadhyaya prana vasiruddha Purusha Sukta Dhimantranja Paha Moksha Satra Dhyayanansa. To perform japa by understanding the essence of pranava and sukta mantra, etc., and to study with devotion the Vedas and the scriptures on bhakti are called Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya Tistha Devata Samprayogaha, Patanjali Sadhana Pada 44. One is able to visualize Ishtadev, patron deity, by means of Swadhyaya. Ishvara Pranidhana, meditation of God. Ishvara Pranidhanatva, Patanjali Darsana Samadhi Pada 23. To worship God with Shraddha and Bhakti, surrendering chitta unto Him, is Ishvara Pranidhana. Samadhirishvara Pranidhanat, Patanjali Sadhana Pada 45. Samadhi, the ultimate result of yoga, is attained by Ishvara Pranidhana. The concentration of chitta is accomplished much faster by Ishvara Pranidhana than in any other way. This is because by the concentration of mind on Him, brilliant radiance falls on the heart and wipes out all impurities. Now one has to know how to practice. Asana, sitting posture, the third component of yoga. Tira Sukhmasanam, Patanjali Sadhana Pada 48. To sit steady and comfortably without any movement and pain in body and anxiety in mind is called asana, sitting posture. There are numerous types of asana in yoga scripture. Out of those, some principal asanas and methods of practicing, those are described in Sadhana Kalpa. Tato ततो धन्वन् विघातः Patanjali Sadhana Pada 48. The practice of asana enables one to resist all sorts of opposition in duality. That means the conflict of pair of opposite of winter and summer, likes and dislikes, hunger, thirst, etc., does not impede the success in yoga. After thorough practice of asana, the fourth but the serious and important part of yoga, pranayam, has to be performed.
ଜୟ ଭାଇ
ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ
ସେଇଠୁ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିବା ନେକ୍ସଟ ଟାଇମ୍ ପ୍ରାଣାୟାମ ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ ସଂଘାତକ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନାକାରୀଙ୍କ ପ୍ରତି ସିଏ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଗୋଟେ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟିଂ ବିଷୟରୁ ସେ ସମସ୍ତେ ତ ଭଗବାନଙ୍କର ପିଲା ତାଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ସବୁ ଡିଫରେନ୍ସ ରହୁଛି କାହିଁକି ସମସ୍ତେ ସମାନ ନୁହନ୍ତି ପିତା ସବୁ ପୁତ୍ରଙ୍କୁ ସମାନ ଦୃଷ୍ଟି ଦର୍ଶନ କରି ସମସ୍ତ ନିମିତ୍ତ ସମାନ ଉପଭୋଗ ସାମଗ୍ରୀ ପ୍ରଦାନ କରିଛନ୍ତି ପୁତ୍ରଙ୍କ ସବୁ ପ୍ରକାର ଉନ୍ନତି ଦେଖିବାକୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ସେ ବିଶେଷ ଭାବେ ଇଚ୍ଛା କରନ୍ତି କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମ ଭିତରେ ଡିଫରେନ୍ସ ରହୁଛି କାହିଁକି ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ସମାନ ସୁଖ ନୁହେଁ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ସମାନ ଦୁଃଖ ନୁହେଁ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ସମାନ ଯୋଗ୍ୟତା ନୁହେଁ ତାର ମୂଳ କାରଣ ହଉଛି ଯେ ଆମର ପୂର୍ବ ସଂସ୍କାର ଏବଂ ସେ ସଂସ୍କାରରୁ ଜନିତ କର୍ମ ଏବଂ ସେ କର୍ମ ଜନିତ ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧ ତ ମୂଳ କଥା ସଂସ୍କାର ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧ ଦିଟାକୁ ଧରିବା କାରଣ ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧରେ ହିଁ କର୍ମର ଫଳ ତ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ମାନେ ଭକ୍ତ ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ ସାଧାରଣ ଲୋକ ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ଭକ୍ତ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ଲୋକଙ୍କର ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରକାର ସଂସ୍କାର ରହିଛି କାରଣ ସେ ଯେମିତି କର୍ମ କଲେ ସେ କର୍ମର ଫଳ ଭୋଗ କଲେ ଫଳ ଭୋଗରୁ ସଂସ୍କାର ଜାତ ହେଲା ସେ ସଂସ୍କାର ଜାତ ହଉଛି ସେ ସଂସ୍କାର ତାଙ୍କୁ ହିଁ ରାଗ ଦୋଷରେ ଲିପ୍ତ କରୁଛି ରାଗ ଅର୍ଥ ମାନେ ଅନୁରାଗ କଥା ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ନଟ କ୍ରୋଧ ଯେ ଧର ଜଣେ ଗୋଟେ ଆମ୍ବ ଖାଇଲା ତ ବହୁତ ଭଲ ଲାଗିଲା ସେଇଟା ତା ଚିତ୍ତ କ୍ଷେତ୍ରରେ ରହିଛି ସଂସ୍କାର ରହିଗଲା ଯଦି ସଂସ୍କାର ରହିଗଲା ନେକ୍ସଟ ଟାଇମ୍ ସେ ଆମ୍ବ ଦେଖୁଛି ସେ ଖାଇବାକୁ ଇଚ୍ଛା କରୁଛି ଧରନ୍ତୁ ଗୋଟେ କଣ ଗରମ ପାଣି ଅଛି ହାତ ପୋଡ଼ିଗଲା ତା ସଂସ୍କାର ସେଠି ଜନ୍ମ ହେଇଗଲା ସେ ପାଣି ଦେଖିଲେ ଗରମ ପାଣି ଦେଖିଲେ ଆଉ ତାକୁ ହାତ ପୋଡ଼ିବାକୁ ଇଚ୍ଛା ହଉନି ଇଏ ହଉଛି ରାଗ ଓ ଦ୍ୱେଷ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଆମେ ଭଲ ପାଉଛୁ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷକୁ ଆମେ ମାନେ ଭଲ ପାଉନାହୁଁ ସେ ଦୂରରେ ରହିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛୁ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ସଂସ୍କାର ହେଇଗଲା ଏଇ ସଂସ୍କାରରୁ ସେ ତାର ସେ ଅନୁସାରେ କର୍ମ କରିଚାଲିଲା ଭଲ କର୍ମ ଯୋଉ ତାକୁ ଭଲ ଲାଗୁଛି ମାନେ ମୁଁ ବିଷୟ କଥା କହୁଛି ଏଠି ଭଗବତ କଥା ଯାଇନାହିଁ ଯୋଉ ଜିନିଷ ଭଲ ଲାଗୁଛି ବିଷୟ ଜିନିଷ ଯାକ ସେ ବିଷୟରେ ସେ ଲିପ୍ତ ହେଇଗଲା ଯେହେତୁ ସେ ବିଷୟରେ ଲିପ୍ତ ହେଇକି ସେଇ ବିଷୟ ଉପଭୋଗ କରିବା ପାଇଁ କର୍ମ କରିଚାଲିଲା ସେଠୁ ତାର କର୍ମ ସଞ୍ଚୟ ହେଲା କର୍ମଫଳ ସଞ୍ଚୟ ହେଲା ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧ ହେଲା ସେଇ ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧ ନେଇକି ସେ ନେକ୍ସଟ ଜନ୍ମ ଆସିଲା ଚାଲିଲା ସେଇ ଆଉ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ସଂସ୍କାର ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧ ଏଇଥିପାଇଁ ଆମର ବିଭିନ୍ନ ଲୋକଙ୍କର ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରକାର ଯୋଗ୍ୟତା ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରକାର ପ୍ରକୃତି ଇତ୍ୟାଦି ହେଇଛି 3 ମିନିଟ୍ ଅଛି ଆଇ କ୍ୟାନ୍ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ ଯଦି କାହାର କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଅଛି ପଚାରନ୍ତୁ ନହେଲେ ୱିଲ୍ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ
ଭାଇ ଗୋଟେ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଥିଲା ନାଇଁ ଏଇଟା ଇଟ୍ସ ନଟ୍ ରିଲେଟେଡ୍ ଟୁ ଦିସ୍ ଆମର ଯୋଉ ରାସ ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣିମାର ଗୋଟେ ଗୀତ ଗାଉଥିଲେ ଜ୍ଞାନ ଭାଇ ଗାଉଥିଲେ ବାମ ନେତ୍ରୀ ମାନେ କଣ ମାନେ ସେଟା ଟିକେ ତା ମିନିଂଟା କଣ
ବାମ ନେତ୍ରୀ
ମାନେ ମୁଁ ସର୍ଚ୍ଚ କରୁଥିଲି ହଁ ବାମ ନେତ୍ରୀ ଗାଉଥିଲେ ନା ମାନେ ରାଧାଙ୍କୁ କୁହାଯାଉଛି ମାନେ ବାମ ନେତ୍ରୀ ମାନେ କଣ ସୁନ୍ଦର ମାନେ ଆଖି ସେଇଟାକୁ କହନ୍ତି ବାମ ନେତ୍ରୀ
ନା ମୁଁ ଜାଣିନି ମା ତାର କଣ୍ଟେକ୍ସଟ ମୁଁ ପୁରା ଲାଇନ ଟା ନ ଦେଖିଲେ କହିପାରିବି ନାହିଁ ମେ ବି ରାଧା ତାଙ୍କର ବାମାଙ୍ଗୀ ବାଁ ପାଟରେ ରୁହନ୍ତି ବୋଲି ସେ ବାଁରୁ କଣେଇ ଚାହାନ୍ତି ବୋଲି ସେମିତି ବାମ ନେତ୍ରୀ କୁହାଯାଉଛି ମାନେ କୃଷ୍ଣ ଯଦି ରାଧାଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖୁଥିବେ ବାଁରୁ କଣେଇ ଚାହୁଁଥିବେ
ହଁ ଭାଇ ତାର ଗୀତଟା ହଉଛି ଜୟଗୁରୁ ଗୀତଟା ଥିଲା ରାସରେ ରସିଲେ ଶ୍ୟାମ ପ୍ରେମ ଜଳ ଧୀରେ ବାମ ନେତ୍ରୀ ତେଣୁ ଏଟା ରାଧାଙ୍କୁ ହିଁ କୁହାଯାଇଛି ବାମ ନେତ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ୟାମ ପ୍ରେମ ଜଳ ଧୀରେ ବାମ ନେତ୍ରୀ ଭାସିଲେ
କରୁଥିଲି ସେଥିରେ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି ବ୍ୟୁଟିଫୁଲ ମାନେ ବାମ ମାନେ ବ୍ୟୁଟିଫୁଲ ବୋଲି ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି
ଆଚ୍ଛା
I don't know.
ବାମ ମାନେ ଲେଫ୍ଟ ନୁହେଁ, ଏଟା ଲେଫ୍ଟ ନୁହେଁ ନା କଣ? ଇଟ୍ସ ନଟ୍ ଲେଫ୍ଟ।
ନା ମୁଁ ଭାବୁଛି
ବାମ।
ଲେଫ୍ଟ ବୋଲିକି କିନ୍ତୁ ସେଇଆ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି।
ଜ୍ଞାନ ଭାଇ ଅଛନ୍ତି କି? ଜ୍ଞାନ ଭାଇ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଲାଇନରେ?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା ଲାଇନ୍ରେ ତ ଅଛି। ମୋ ଭଏସ୍ଟା କ'ଣ ଆଜିକାଲି ଶୁଣାଯାଉନି ବୋଲି ଶୁଣିଲି। वी हैव चेंज लाइक टू माइक्रोफोन्स।
ହଁ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଶୁଭୁଛି।
हाँ नहीं से जो
ଶୁଭିଲା, ଏବେ ଶୁଭିଲା।
ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଶୁଭୁଛି।
ଏମାନଙ୍କୁ ଆମର ସୁନ୍ଦରୀ ନାରୀମାନଙ୍କୁ ବାମା ବୋଲି କୁହନ୍ତି।
କିନ୍ତୁ ବାମ ନେତ୍ରୀ କହୁଛନ୍ତି।
ନାଇଁ ବାମ ନେତ୍ରୀ ଏଠି
ସାଙ୍ଗରେ
କହିଛନ୍ତି।
କିନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ବାମା ନେତ୍ରୀ ବୋଲି
ନାଇଁ
କହୁନଥିଲେ।
ବାମା ନେତ୍ରୀ ନୁହଁ, ଏଠି ବାମ ନେତ୍ରୀ
ବାମ।
କୁହାଯାଇଛି। ଏଟା ବାମ ନେତ୍ରୀ ବୋଲି କହିଛନ୍ତି। ସେଇ ବାମାରୁ ବାମ ନେତ୍ରୀ ଆସିଥିବ କି କ'ଣ ମୁଁ କହିପାରିବିନି, ମୁଁ ଜାଣିନି ଆର ଆପ୍ଲିକେସନ୍ ଜୟଗୁରୁ।
ହଁ ସେ ବାମ ନେତ୍ରୀ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ଯଦି ଗୋଟିଏ ୱାର୍ଡ ହେଇଗଲା ବାମ ନେତ୍ରୀ, ସେ ଟିକେ ତାର ମନରେ ହେଇଯାଉଛି। I don't know. Interesting.
ଭାଇ ମୁଁ ଟିକେ ଦେଖୁଥିଲି ବାମ ୱାର୍ଡ ଟାକୁ ସେମାନେ ମିନ୍ କରିଛନ୍ତି ଲଭଲି ବୋଲିକି, ବ୍ୟୁଟିଫୁଲ or lovely।
ଆଚ୍ଛା।
ବାମ which
ଏଇଟା
means
right, ମୁଁ ସେଇଆ ବି
beautiful,
ଦେଖୁଥିଲି,
lovely।
ମୁଁ ଖୋଜୁଥିଲି।
ନେତ୍ର is eye। ଏ ସାଂସ୍କ୍ରିଟ ୱାର୍ଡ ଟା ଦିଟା ତାକୁ ଇଏ କରିଛନ୍ତି। ସାଂସ୍କ୍ରିଟ ୱାର୍ଡ ର ଦିଟା ଜିନିଷ।
ତାମାନେ somebody who I think ତାମାନେ somebody who has beautiful eyes. I think that's what probably.
ହଁ ଭାଇ, ହଁ beautiful eyes ସେଇ ମିନିଂ ଟା କହିଛନ୍ତି।
ହଁ 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 ଭାଇ ସେଇଟା ମୁଁ
That makes sense.
ଗୁଗଲ ସର୍ଚ୍ଚ ରେ ସେଇଟା ପାଇଥିଲି। ବଟ୍ ତଥାପି ମାନେ 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 ସେଇଟା ମାନେ ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ଜାଣିଛୁ ଓଡିଆ ଯାହା ଜାଣିଛୁ ସେଇଟା ମ୍ୟାଚ୍ କରୁନଥିଲା ନା ବାମ ନେତ୍ରୀ।
Right, right. ବେଳେ ସେ ଆଖିଟାକୁ ତ କହନ୍ତି ନା ଯେମିତି ପଳାଶ ନୟନ ପଦ୍ମ ଲୋଚନ ଯୋଉ କୁହାଯାଏ, ସେମିତି ମାନେ ସେଇ ଅର୍ଥ କୁହାଯାଇଛି ଅତି ଅତି ସୁନ୍ଦର ଆଖି ଯାହାର। ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟିଂ ପଚାରିଲା କ୍ଲିୟର ହେଇଗଲା ଜିନିଷଟା। ହଉ ରହିବା, ଆମର ସମୟ ହେଇଗଲା। ଆମର ଶ୍ରୀଜା ଇଫ୍ ୟୁ ଆର୍ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ପ୍ଲିଜ୍ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ ଦ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ସଙ୍ଗୀତ। ଜୟଗୁରୁ।
ठीक है। शांति तुम्हारा प्रभु जहाँ पाई बाजे, शिशुरल भव सिना से ही कपूजे। शांति तुम्हारा प्रभु जहाँ पाई बाजे, शिशुरल भव सिना से ही कपूजे। गोपी मने जियो भावे କରିଥିଲି ବର୍ଷା, ଗୋପୀ ମାନେ ଯେଉ ଘରେ କରିଥିଲି ବର୍ଷା। ମଥୁର ନାରୀଙ୍କ ଧାରେ ଥିଲା କି ତାଲେସ, ମଥୁର ନାରୀଙ୍କ ଧାରେ ଥିଲା କି ତାଲେସ। ଦାଦା ବାବା ମିଳିବା କି ଚନ୍ଦ୍ରବାଲି କୁଞ୍ଜେ, दादा बाबा मिले बाकी चंद्रबाली कुंजे। शिशुर बाबू सिना से कबूचे, पाइंसी तुम्हारा प्रभु जहाँ पाई बाजे। शिशुर बाबू सिना से कबूचे। यशोदा मां को बलि वत्सल माता, यशोदा मां को बलि वत्सल माता। दे परिले की कहर से देवा की माता, दे परिले की कहर से देवा की माता। नंदरा नंद के बे वसुदेव भूजे, नंदरा नंद के बे वसुदेव भूजे। शिशुर सिना से ही कबूचे, पंछी तुम्हारा प्रभु जहाँ पाई बाजे। शिशुर सिना से ही कबूचे। कदम पद की नहीं दबे धागे, कदम पद की नहीं दबे धागे। खिली कदम धीरे से की गाना है दे, खिली कदम धीरे से की गाना है दे। वृंदावन शुगर काही हम बने साजे, वृंदावन शुगर काही हम बने सूजे। शिशुर बाबू सिना से ही कबूचे। बंसी तुम्हारा प्रभु जहाँ पाई बाजे शिशुरार भगव बिना से ही कबूजे गगने समले सम अनदिन काही गगने समले सम अनदिन काही तुम दुनिया सीधे गुदाई तुम दुनिया सीधे गुदाई उतरल सबकी मन तुम खोजे गोपन बली मन तुम खोजे शिशुरार बाबा बिना से ही बंसी को जहाँ पाई बाजे शिशुरार बाबा बिना के कबूते अपूर्व तुम्हारा लीला हे जगत पाते अपूर्व तुम्हारा लीला हे जगत पाते एक बुझिबा झारे रे सकाती एक बुझिबा झारे रे सकाती जहाँ पाइंजी मोहन बिनु तुम बाजे जहाँ पाइंजी मोहन बिनु तुम बाजे शिशुरार बाबा बिना से ही कबूजे पाइंजी तुम्हारा प्रभु जहाँ पाई बाजे शिशुरार बाबा बिना से ही कबूजे शिशुरार बाबा बिना से ही कबूजे शिशुरार बाबा बिना से ही कबूजे.
Jaira, this is Jemu, and with the blessings of Thakura, I will be conducting the YA session today. And I'm very excited to take on this seva, so I look forward to learning and speaking with all of you. First, let's take attendance. Bubbly?
बबली जी तो आସୁଛନ୍ତି जॉइन करिए.
Jaira. Adiasa?
मैं जरूर में आज से जॉइन करने वाली हूँ.
Jaira. Aishi? Aishi? Anik? Anik? Ansh?
Jai Guru.
Jaira. Anshul? Anshul? Okay. Jeet is coming. Aryan?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Ashwita?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Divyan? Divyan? Jai Guru. Timmy?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Jagrat?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Naitik?
रविवार से बसिले.
Naitik? Okay, Jai Guru.
बसिले.
Niviti?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Pratyusha? Pratyusha? Pratyush?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Kayushi?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Sanvi?
Sanvi ji बसिले मां.
Jai Guru. Sharanya?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Saraswat?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Sharlav?
Jai Guru Ma.
Jai Guru. Sarthak? Sarthak? Bobby?
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Shilpi. Shilpi. Manu. Manu. Jimmy.
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Simran.
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Shrija.
Jayaguru.
Jayaguru. Suhani.
Jayaguru Sastri.
Jayaguru. Yukta. Yukta. Okay. If I missed anyone, just let me know. But I think we've concluded attendance for now. I'm now going to ask Shrija to explain the meaning of the song. So whenever you're ready, Shrija.
The meaning of the song goes like this. This song beautifully explains that certain things can only be realized by the person whom it is intended for. Certain virtues are only carried by certain persons or entities, and not everyone can own that. Be it the love of gopis that cannot be seen in the woman of Mathura. Be it the endearment of Radha that could hardly be found in Chandravali. Motherly love of Yashoda is rarely seen in Devaki. Could Vasudeva ever measure how elated Nanda was? God's divine play can only be realized by the ones who are blessed, empowered, and chosen by Him, and absolutely no one else. Chico.
Great. Thank you, Shrija. Now to move on to this session. So today I want to share a story that teaches us something very special about faith, obedience, and doing the right thing, even when we do not fully understand it. Sometimes in life we face moments where strong emotions take over, whether it's fear, love, desperation, and in those moments it becomes very hard to listen to wise guidance. So this story, giving directions to Aditya Karya to do the right thing, is about how Sri Sri Thakur showed his devotee the importance of trust and surrender. It reminds us that when we follow the right path with humility, even painful experiences can bring peace and understanding in the end. So I'm going to ask now Bubbly to read the first part of the story, which helps set the scene. Bubbly, whenever you're ready.
Jayaguru, Part 1. Once Sri Sri Thakur was staying in a devotee's house in Karija-Baladanga, a village in North Bengal at the time, now in Bangladesh. Shakti Chaitanya Brahmachari, later known as Swami Siddhananda Saraswati, was with him as one of his attendants. It was afternoon and Thakur was resting after lunch. At that time, Dr. Aditya Chandra Karya, another of his devotees, arrived there and asked if Thakur was busy. Shakti Bai replied, "He is taking a nap." Aditya Bai responded, "When he wakes up, please tell him that he needs to come to my house tomorrow to perform Shanti Swastayanan. I will come tomorrow morning by 8 o'clock with a horse carriage to take him with me. The reason I want Thakur to perform Shanti Swastayan is that 6 months ago my wife died after delivering a baby boy. Now I'm going through a very difficult time with the baby. He has been sick since his birth and is suffering a lot. He has been crying all the time. He has lost so much weight that he looks like a skeleton. All my efforts to cure him have gone in vain. The doctors have failed to diagnose the disease. So I just want to give Shanti Swastayan a try and see if that yields any result. Anyway, please talk to Thakur and I will be back after a while to discuss the plan." Then Aditya Bhai left. When Sri Sri Thakur woke up, Shakti Bhai informed him of the incident. Instantly he replied, "You know, that child is born to finish Aditya's family up. He has come as their enemy. He is like the messenger of death. His mother died as soon as he was born. Next he is going to kill his father and then all his siblings one by one. Aditya's entire family will perish because of that baby. So Aditya should not be trying to save him. Anyways, do not disclose all these to Aditya. Rather, when he comes, just tell him that I am a Paramahansa sannyasi and I am not entitled to perform all these Vedantic rituals. Hence, he should get that done by a well-versed Brahmin."
Aditya Bai did arrive after a while. He asked Shakti Bai, "Did you talk to Thakur?" After Shakti Bai informed him of Thakur's comment about finding a well-versed Brahmin to carry out the ritual, he rushed to Thakur's room and said, "Thakur, I don't want to hear anything. You have to perform Shanti Swastayanam. Be ready to come to my house tomorrow morning." Aditya Bai was stubborn. Sri Thakur understood that he did not have any choice but to go to his house. The next morning, Thakur's breakfast was ready. However, Thakur said, "I would not eat breakfast today. If Aditya comes to know that I've already eaten something before performing Shanti Swastayan, he would not like that." So Thakur did not eat breakfast. Aditya Bai came within a short time with a horse carriage and took Thakur with him to his house. Other devotees of Thakur walked over to Aditya's house as it was not far. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Thank you, Bobby, for reading the story. Does anyone have any questions so far? Okay. If not, then we can get started. So at this point in the story, we can see that Aditya loved his family a lot. He had already lost his wife and was terrified of losing his baby too. And his emotions really made him desperate to fix things, and in that desperation, he stopped listening to Thakur's gentle guidance. Sometimes when life feels unfair or painful, we also try to control everything ourselves instead of trusting the right path. Thakur's calmness here shows that even when we cannot see the full picture, he can. This part of the story reminds us how easily fear can make us act stubbornly, but also how patience, faith, trust, and guidance can guide us back to peace. Now I want to ask a few questions. So, Jeet, why do you think Aditya was so desperate to save his baby even though all the doctors failed?
Tiger, Jeet isn't here right now.
Okay. Ashutta, why do you think Aditya was so desperate to save his baby even though all the doctors failed? Ashutta?
Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Why do you think Aditya was desperate to save his baby even though all the doctors failed?
I don't know.
Are you saying anything? Oh, okay. No worries. Well, actually, it's because, he loved his baby a lot, and he could not really bear losing another family member after his wife, so he had a lot of strong emotions during this time, especially fear and pain, and that made him hold on tightly, even when logic and faith said to let go. Divyam, what is the show about the difference between faith and fear? Divyam? Okay. How about Jagat?
Huh? Can you repeat the question? Can you repeat the question?
Of course. What does this show about the difference between faith and fear?
Can you repeat it one more time slowly?
Okay. What does this show about the difference between faith and fear?
So faith is something like you believe in something that might happen. So like let's say that like a child is so and then we have fear that it would show that like something might be that might not like
Jade, I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you. But from what I've heard so far, it does sound right. Sometimes we think we're acting out of faith, but really it's fear, which is in this case fear of losing control. So true faith is really calm and trusting, even when things are uncertain. So thank you, Jagat. Pratyush, can you tell me why Thakur told Shaktibai not to reveal the truth about the baby's future to Aditya?
Jagger, he told him not to reveal the truth because once Aditya Bhai would know the truth, then his perspective or his view on things, he would view his own baby as something horrible or something that would cause death rather than something that's part of a family. So rather than building up the hate, he would let Aditya Bhai think that it was just because of natural causes. Jager.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So Chakra really knew that Aditya's heart was really too emotional to handle that truth, and he didn't want to hurt him, so he wanted to guide him more slowly toward an understanding instead of scaring him. So thank you for that. And Sharanya, have you ever been told something was for your own good but you did not understand it at first? Sharanya? Okay, how about Saraswat?
Jair, you're breaking up. Can you say the question again?
Jair, yes. Have you ever been told something was for your own good but you did not understand it at first?
Jair, yeah, it happens.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Jair, yes, I do believe it has happened before.
Okay, can you give us an example if you have one?
I think in school, I was once told to read something like a couple days beforehand, and then I didn't. I left it to the last day, and then it was quite long, so it took a lot of time to finish. And if I had read it beforehand, then I would have had more time to finish and read it properly. Jair.
Jada. I can very much relate to that experience. My parents would always tell me, do stuff like as soon as you get the assignment, sometimes out of, just procrastinating, I'll do it towards the end, and it would just be a bit of a time crunch. And so it's the kind of same lesson that relates to the story. So we only realized that the advice, for example, in this case, our parents gave us, we didn't really like at the moment, we didn't want to do it, but it was actually meant to help us. Charlotte, what can we learn from Aditya's stubbornness?
Well, we can learn that when he was so stubborn that he wanted to get his baby cured, he wasn't focusing on what could happen. So we learned that if you're too stubborn, that means you can do reckless stuff. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree with your response. I think to add on to that, being stubborn can also block wisdom. So Tucker will try to help Aditya gently, but Aditya's attachment to his baby made him resist, and this kind of reminds us to stay open when someone wiser gives us guidance. And Simran, can you tell me how we can stay calm and respectful when our emotions are strong?
Jaker, whenever I feel like they're gonna take over, I feel like I would just chant Jaker.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. That's one of the ways I, try to stay calm and respectful. Even when I'm overwhelmed with emotions. For example, if I'm, prepping for an exam and I'm just overwhelmed with whatever I have to do, I just kind of take a deep breath, and I chant Jaguru multiple times in my head before and taking a break. Other ways you can kind of stay calm is, just pausing before reacting or saying something, and then making sure you just staying on track with praying. Even in the mornings, if all you're doing is reading Parashapatra, that can really help us think clearly. And when we calm our emotions, it's easier to see what the right thing to do really is. So now, Takuro decides to go with Aditya anyway, but what happens next teaches us a deep lesson about what real peace means. Ansh, can you read part 2 of the story, please? Jay.
Jagru, part 2. In the veranda of Aditya Bhai's house, Thakur sat on the chair facing east. All necessary materials for Shanti Swastiayan, such as flowers, bell leaves, tulsi leaves, chandan, sandalwood paste, wood pieces for performing homa, ghee, etc. were kept before him. Everything was ready. At that time, also, Sri Sri Thakur told Aditya Bai, Aditya, I do not have the right to perform Shanti Swastika Yogan, so do not be so adamant with this aspiration. But Aditya Bai continued to be firm and resolute. At that time, people noticed a sudden change in Sri Sri Thakur's appearance and mood. With a thundering voice, he said, Listen to me, Aditya. Why are you doing all this? You want peace in your home, right? Noticing the blend of kindness and fierceness, charm and strictness, compassion and alarming manifestation of Sri Sri Thakur, a scared Aditya Bai answered with folded hands, Yes, Thakur, that is right. Sri Sri Thakur replied sternly, Then worship me with all these materials which you have collected to perform Shanti Swastika Yogan. Immediately, Aditya Bai got ready to perform Sri Sri Thakur's puja, which you, wearing the dhoti and the appropriate attire, he did arati to Sri Sri Thakur. People gathered there were both amazed and elated to see that. After finishing puja, Aditya Bai did pranam on Sri Sri Thakur's feet. At that moment, Sri Sri Thakur placed his hand on Aditya Bai's head and blessed him. Let peace be in your home. Afterwards, Sri Sri Thakur left for Motha in Assam. Other devotees also went back to their respective places. Within a week, Aditya Bai's son passed away. This is an unequivocal example of Sri Sri Thakur's power, his endless love toward his devotees, and shower of his blessings manifested through his soft and solemn attitude. Jai Guru.
Jay, thank you, Ansh, for reading the story. So, there's just a lot of important lessons to learn from it. That even if you can pray as much, it's important to pray as much as you can, and it doesn't matter what the outcome is. So as you can see at the end, Aditya Bai's son did pass away, but that doesn't. It just means that now Aditya might be more at peace with his emotions and realize that sometimes it just things happen in life, and there's not much you can do to prevent it. But as long as you have that peace in mind, you'll be able to move on. So I'll start asking questions now. Srija, why do you think Thakur finally allowed Aditya to perform his puja instead of the ritual?
Jaker, I think he asked Aditya Bai to do the puja so in order to know for sure that he wanted to have peace in his house. Jaker?
Mm-hmm. Jaker, yeah, that's right. So Thakur saw that Aditya didn't really need another ritual, he just needed more surrender. So worshipping Thakur directly turned his fear of losing his son into devotion, and in other words, it was just a way to open up his heart. Suhani, what do you think Thakur meant when he said, "Then worship me with all these materials"? Suhani? Okay. How about Bubbly? What do you think Thakur meant when he said, "Then worship me with all these materials"?
Jager, I think that Thakur meant that whatever you've already done, then just continue to worship me this way, and basically Thakur is saying to leave the outcome of it to him and just to continue to pray to him. Jager.
Yeah. Adding on to that, Thakur also meant that the power isn't just in the objects itself, it's in the intention. So when we offer things more with love instead of fear, even a simple act becomes a prayer. So, Ansh, the baby's passing does sound sad, obviously, but why might it still represent peace and protection?
So we know that, according to Sri Sri Thakur, that baby was, I guess, a bad omen for that family, and it was, because of how much it required, how much care it needed, it was bound to end up killing the entire family. So when the baby died, it represents peace is returned back to the family.
Jayu, that's exactly right. So Thakur knew that the baby's life would end up bringing more suffering to the family, and when the baby died, it was very sad, likely, but the child's soul was freed and peace was restored. And sometimes divine mercy does look painful, but it ends up protecting us in the long run, even if it causes us pain in the short run. Jimmy, what does the story teach us about doing the right thing even if it feels painful?
It teaches us to like basically like having to do like the right thing that's actually good for you, even if you don't like it. Jaguru.
Yeah. So the right thing isn't always what feels good at the time, but choosing what's right does bring us peace and balance in the long run, as we've kind of said throughout this story. And Prayushi, what can we learn about faith and surrender from Aditya's experience? Prayushi?
Can you repeat the question?
Of course. So what can we learn about faith and surrender from Aditya's experience?
We can learn that you should always have faith, and like even though you shouldn't surrender, but if you surrender then you always have to have faith.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Faith does mean trusting that God sees more than we do, and surrender is not just giving up. It's trusting that Takara knows what's best for us even when we don't. And Charlotte, if you were in Aditya's place, how would you think you would have reacted?
I would have listened to Sri Takara, and then I would have followed whatever he said, and like I would have done the puja, I would have done all of that, and then he would, and then I would have said, "You can leave now."
Okay, yeah, that's a really good answer. And Simran, how would you answer this question? If you were in Aditya's place, how would you think you would have reacted?
Grandma, can you please repeat the question again?
Of course. So if you were in Aditya's place, how do you think you would have reacted? For example, how would you have reacted if you found out that Takara didn't want you to do the ritual or he wanted you to do the puja itself?
See, Grandma, I think that, I don't know.
No worries. So honestly, if I was in Aditya's place, I would have been, a bit skeptical. I would have, trusted Takara with as much as I could, but I would have been like, is this really, how is this going to help me right now? The kid's going to die. And I would have definitely felt fear during these hard times. But honestly, it's natural to kind of feel fear, but Takara kind of shows us that when peace comes in, when we listen, it comes in when we listen, trust, and kind of let go instead of trying to control everything. So thank you all for answering all those questions. And this story kind of reminds us that Sri Takara's love isn't always shown through comfort. Sometimes it comes through truth and guidance. Doing the right thing may not always feel good, but it always leads to peace. And when we trust the divine wisdom instead of our fears, everything eventually falls into place. So Takara will never guide us on the wrong path. That is the biggest lesson we can take from Aditya Karya's story. Even when things do not make sense, when life feels painful, uncertain, or unfair, Takara is working silently to protect us. Aditya could not see it at first. His love for his child made him desperate, and in that desperation, he resisted Takara's words. But Takara knew that Aditya could not see, that saving the child would bring even greater suffering. Through that difficult moment, Takara guided him toward peace and non-punishment. So his actions came from love, not cruelty. And that is how Takara helps all of us. Sometimes he puts us on an easy path, sometimes on a hard one, but every path kind of guides us towards growth, truth, and peace. So when life feels heavy or confusing, the best thing you all can do is to pause, think of Takara, chant Jai Guru Namma. If you have your Pariksha Patron, you read that or attend pujas in the evening and just tell him everything on your mind. Just speaking to him, even silently, takes away so much of our stress. It feels like, stress is lifted off your shoulders. The problem might not disappear right away, but as you continue telling Takura, he will definitely find a solution for you. And in general, just saying it to Takura, your heart will become lighter because we know that he's listening and he's guiding us in his own way. So whenever life gets confusing, remember the story. So because Takura may not give you what you want, but he will always give you what you need. So make sure you just kind of trust him, keep him close because he's not going to let you walk down the wrong path. So that's all I have for today. I really hoped you learned something today and enjoyed having me as the session leader for today. Ashita, you can do your power bidding now, Jaguru.
Jai Guru. Every morning I wake up and say Jai Guru. I take my mat, sit near Thakur, and pray, please bless me today. When I study or play, I remember that Thakur is with me and helping me. Thakur, this is for you. If I make a mistake, I say sorry to him. If I do something good, I say, Thakur, this is for you. In the evening, I tell Thakur everything I did and pray to become better each day. I love Thakur very much. He is my best friend and always stays with me. In my Pali, I am lucky to stay in the ashram. I want to do Sangeet Seva in Rasa and hope to get a chance someday to sing for Thakur Maharaj. I also did Chamar Seva for Thakur during evening arati. I feel very blessed. Jai Guru.
ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ। ପ୍ରାଣ ଠାକୁର ଆଜି ଭାବ ବିନିମୟର ସୁଯୋଗ ମିଳିଛି। ଆଉ ଆସନ୍ତା ବର୍ଷ ଭାବ ବିନିମୟ କରିଥିଲି ପାଳିରେ, ଆଉ ଏଥର ପୁଣି ସୁଯୋଗ ମିଳିଲା। ସଂଘର ନିର୍ଦ୍ଦେଶ କ୍ରମେ ଭାବ ବିନିମୟ କରିବା ସମୟରେ ନିଜର କେତେ ଆଧ୍ୟାତ୍ମିକ ଉନ୍ନତି ହେଇଛି ସେଇ ବିଷୟରେ ମୁଁ କହିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି। ତେଣୁ ଗୋଟିଏ କଥା ବହୁତ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ କଥା ବି, ଦିନଲିପି ପୂରଣ। ଯେଉଁ ଦିନଲିପିରେ ପୂରଣ କରିବାକୁ ପଡ଼େ ତାକୁ ଶ୍ରଦ୍ଧାର ସହିତ ଆଉ ନିଷ୍ଠାର ସହିତ ପୂରଣ କରିବା ଦରକାର। ତାକୁ ମାନେ ଏମିତି ଖାଲି ଗୋଟେ ଏଇଟା ଗୋଟେ ମୋର କର୍ତ୍ତବ୍ୟ ବୋଲି ଭାବିକିରି କଲେ ଦେଖିଲି ସେମିତି କିଛି ଫଳପ୍ରଦ ହେଲାନି। ତେଣୁ କ'ଣ ନା ଦିନଲିପି ଯେତେବେଳେ ପୂରଣ କଲୁ, ସବୁଠୁ ଇମ୍ପୋର୍ଟାଣ୍ଟ ପାର୍ଟ ଅଫ୍ ଦିନଲିପି ପରନିନ୍ଦା ପରଚର୍ଚ୍ଚା, ପରର ଦୋଷ ଦେଖିବା, ସେଇଟା ସବୁଠୁ ବହୁତ ମହତ୍ତ୍ୱପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ଜିନିଷ। ଆଉ ପ୍ରତିଦିନ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟାବେଳେ ପୂଜା ସରିଲା ପରେ ରାତିରେ ଦିନଲିପି ପୂରଣ କରାଯାଏ, ସେତେବେଳେ ନିଜକୁ ବିବେଚନା କରିବାକୁ ପଡ଼େ ଯେ ଆଜି ଦିନଲିପି ଯେତେବେଳେ ପୂରଣ କଲି ଏଇଠି କେଉଁଠି ମୋର କରିଛି କି ସେମିତି କିଛି ହେଇଛି, ଯଦି ହେଲା କାହିଁକି ହେଲା, ତା ରୁଟ୍ କଜ୍ ଆନାଲିସିସ୍, କାହିଁକି କଲି, କେଉଁଥିପାଇଁ କଲି। ଆଉ ମୁଁ ପ୍ରାୟ ମୋ ନିଜ ବିଷୟରେ ତର୍ଜମା କରି ଯାହା ଦେଖିଛି ଯେ ପ୍ରାୟ ସେଇ ଯେଉଁ ପରନିନ୍ଦା ପରଚର୍ଚ୍ଚା କେବେ କେବେ ହେଇଗଲେ ସେ କେଉଁଥିପାଇଁ ହୁଏ ନା କାହା ସାଙ୍ଗରେ କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା କରୁ କରୁ କି ଅଯଥା କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା ଯେଉଁଥିରେ। ତେଣୁ ମୁଁ କହିଲି ଏଥିରେ ମାନେ ଜାଣିପାରିଲି ଯେ ଯେତେ ବାକ୍ ସଂଯମ କରିବା, ଯେତେ ଚୁପଚାପ ରହିବା, ଆଉ ଯେଉଁ ଜାଗାରେ ବି ସେ ସବୁ କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା ହୁଏ ସେ ଜାଗାରୁ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ପଳେଇ ଆସିବା କଥା। ଆଉ ଦ୍ୱିତୀୟ ଜିନିଷ, ଦିନଲିପିକୁ ଛାଡ଼ିଦେଲେ ବି ଆଜି ଦିନ ରାତି ମିଶି 24 ଘଣ୍ଟା ଭିତରେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ କେତେ ସମୟ ମୋ ମନଟା ରହୁଛି। 6 ଘଣ୍ଟା 7 ଘଣ୍ଟା ଶୋଇବା, ତାପରେ 8 ଘଣ୍ଟା 9 ଘଣ୍ଟା କାମ କରିବା, ଏମିତି ଛାଡ଼ିଦେଲେ ବାକି ସମୟ କିନ୍ତୁ ତା ଭିତରେ କେତେ ସମୟ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ମନ ରହୁଛି। से जिनसटा भी विवेचना मु बहुत समय करे जे कारण मायार शक्ति बहुत प्रबल जमी पानी टार प्रकृति होची से धर्म होची उपरु तळुकु खसिबो सेंतु मन सब उपरु नीचु तळु खसिबो आमर कर्तव्य होची मन को ऊपर को उठेबा तेणु ऊपर को उठेबा को हेले सब ठाकुर पाखे मन रखा पड़ो तार गोटे जिनस है सब जिते मन पड़ो हठात नाम जप चलती नाम जप करने अभ्यास किंतु बेले बेले पुणी भूली भी जाऊँगी एमती भी होची सेटा ठीक से हो पारनी तेणु मु आउ गोटे प्रकार देखिली जे नाई नाम जप करने संगे संगे सब बेले भी जदि भूली जाऊँगी कि कौन होची आउ गोटे माध्यम तार होची एमती मु यूट्यूब रे बहुत माने संथ मानकर प्रवचन भी हुए जमती प्रेमानंद महाराज से माने सब बहुत भल भल कथा कहते भागवत महापुराण से गुड़ाक शुणिले मनटा स्थिर हम मनटा रत ठाकुर कथा भी मन पड़े ठाकुर भी यही सब कथा कहते सी भी जो कथा कहते ठाकुर भी से कथा कहते तेणु ये सब गोटे गोटे उपाय जो था कि अवलंबन करी मनटा केते समय ठाकुर पाखे रोची कारण दिन चली जाऊँगी समय बीती जाऊँगी किंतु किसी हो पारुनी तेणु भाविले भी दुख लगुच तेणु ये सब देखिकी प्रतिदिन परिचय पत्र भी पढ़ा होची क्रोध को अक्रोध द्वारा असत्य को सत्य द्वारा मिथ्या को सत्य द्वारा जय करी कि देखला बेलू सी केतबेले भी क्रोध आसी जाऊँगी कौन कारण क्रोध हो जाऊँगी किंतु बहुत परिमाण आर वर्ष अपेक्षा ए वर्ष क्रोध को दमन करिछि एवं दिनलिपि को निष्ठार सहित श्रद्धार सहित पूरण करुँची तर्जमा कहूँ कौटी भूल है कहीं आईटा केमती आगू को नहब इम्प्रूवमेंट सेल्फ इम्प्रूवमेंट आईटा बहुत भल जिनस मुझे देखिली संघर जो आदेश ठाकुर आदेश यहाँ कर बहुत उन्नति होची जहाँ भी हो धीरे धीरे हो किंतु मत तो लगुच एमती करी 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 निश्चय उन्नति हम आउ ठाकुर पाखे मु आशीर्वाद भिक्षा करुँची जे सी भी आशीर्वाद करंतु आमर चेष्टा भी रहू जहाँफल आम उन्नतरू उन्नत हो पारे से कही ठाकुर पाखे प्रार्थना करुँची जय गुरु।
जय गुरु। आज श्री श्री ठाकुर अशेष कृपारू सेवा पाली मिली ठाकुर कृपारू आज आसिकी आसन मंदिर रे जोग दे पारछु से बहुत कृतज्ञता जनाऊँगी। भाई जो कहते निजर आत्मसंशोधन कि कहयापाई से विषय मु कहूँ आर वर्ष लास्ट ईयर पाली रे मुझे ठाकुर पाखे जन जे केमती दिनलिपि प्रतिदिन पूरण करी जोटा संघरे सब जनाऊँगी से ठाकुर कृपारू टिके डिसिप्लिन आसी ए वर्ष लास्ट ईयर पाली टू नहीं ए वर्ष पाली पर्यंत प्रतिदिन पूरण करी पारिछि सेटा ए वर्ष मध्य कंटिन्यू करने को चेष्टा करी से प्रतिदिन सकाଳେ संध्याळे सेटा भी लास्ट ईयर जन थी जे मोर ऑफिस जो कम्यूट टाइम बहुत बढ़ी जाइतिला से सकाଳେ संध्याळे प्रार्थना भी मोर डिसिप्लिन रो नथिला को दिन करि पड़थली जो दिन ऑफिस जाउथली केते थरा संध्याळे मिस हो जाउथला सेटा मु एथर चेष्टा करूची जदि भी घरे पूजा रे जोग न दे पारली सेटा ट्रैवल टाइम रे मु चेष्टा कर से समयटा केमती सत्र वंदना और जहाँ भी छोट बहीटे से जो उपदेश रत्नमाला से गोटे छोट बही जोटा कि ट्रैवल कला बेलू नहीं कि जावाक भी सुविधा सेटा पढ़ुची आउ बाकी जहाँ भी छोट छोट माने एमती गीता आउ परिचय पत्र सबू से कम्यूट टाइम रे पढ़िया को चेष्टा करुँची ए वर्ष टिके चेष्टा करी केमती स्वाध्यायटा टिके बेसी बढ़िया सेटा माने बही पढ़िया माने फोकसटा जमा रोनी कि एमती पढ़ी कि शुणेदेले कि से यूट्यूब रे पूजा शुणीदेले कि अलग किसी पॉडकास्ट शुणीदेले से शुणी दौची କିନ୍ତୁ ବହି ପଢ଼ାରେ ଟିକେ ବେଶୀ ସମୟ ଦେଇପାରୁନି, ସେଇଟା ଟିକେ ବଢ଼ିବାକୁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବି ଏ ବର୍ଷ କେମିତି ଇଏ କରିବି। ଆଉ ବାକି ଗୋଟେ କଥା ମୁଁ ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଇୟର୍ ବି କହିଥିଲି, କିଏ କେତେବେଳେ କେମିତି ମାନେ ଏମିତି ମନ କଷ୍ଟ କରିବାରେ କିଏ କିଛି କହିଦେଲେ ସେଇଟା ମୋ ମନରେ ବହୁତ ଲମ୍ବା ଟାଇମ୍ ଯାଏ ରହିଯାଏ, ଯେଉଁଟାକି ମୁଁ ପଢ଼ିଥିଲି ସେଇ ଟାଇମ୍ରେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ବହିରେ ଆଉ ସଂଘରେ ବି କୁହା ହେଉଥିଲା ଯେ କିଏ ତୁମକୁ କିଛି ମନ କଷ୍ଟ କଥା କହିଲେ ବି ସେଇଟା ପ୍ରାରବ୍ଧ କ୍ଷୟ ହେଉଛି ଆଉ ତୁମର ହିଁ ସେଥିରେ ଭଲ ହେଉଛି, ସେଇଟା ଭାବିବା ପାଇଁ ସେଇଟା ମୁଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଥିଲି ଲାଷ୍ଟ ଇୟର୍, ବଟ୍ ସବୁବେଳେ ହେଇପାରିନି। ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ମଧ୍ୟ କ୍ଷମା ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରୁଛି। କେବେ କେବେ ମନରେ ସେଇଟା ମାନେ ଲମ୍ବା ଟାଇମ୍ ପାଇଁ ଯାଇ ବି ରହିଯାଏ, ସେ ସାମ୍ନା ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖିଲେ ବି ସେଇଟା ମନେ ପଡ଼ିଯାଏ, କିନ୍ତୁ ସେଇଟା ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଛି କେମିତି ସେଇଟା ମାନେ ନିଜର ଭୁଲ ଦେଖିକି ଆଉ ସାମ୍ନା ଲୋକର କ'ଣ ସେଇଟା କିଏ କେଉଁ ପରିସ୍ଥିତିରେ ଆସୁଛନ୍ତି, କ'ଣ ପାଇଁ କିଏ କ'ଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ସେଇଟା ଆମେ ବୁଝିପାରୁନୁ। ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖିକି କେମିତି ସେଗୁଡ଼ା ମନରେ ନ ରହିବ, ସେଇଟା ଏ ବର୍ଷ ପୁଣି ସେ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ୍ଟା କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ କରିବାକୁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବି। ଏତିକି କହିକି ରହୁଛି। ଜୟଗୁରୁ।
Jai Guru. I invite Sri Sri Thakur. One second. Onks, 1 second. Yeah. Jai Guru, I invite Sri Sri Thakur or Bhai Mas doing aspirants. Hold on. Let me finish. I have not finished yet, okay? So,
ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ। ଏବେ ଶ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁରଙ୍କୁ 12ଟାରେ ଆସନ ବନ୍ଦ ହେବ ଆଉ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁର ମହାରାଜକୁ ମଧ୍ୟାହ୍ନ ଭୋଗ ନିବେଦନ କରାଯିବ। ଆଉ ତାପରେ ସବୁ ଭକ୍ତ ଭାଇ ମା' ମାନେ ମଧ୍ୟ ପ୍ରସାଦ ପାଇବେ, ସେଥିପାଇଁ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ନିମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ ଜଣାଉଛି। ଆଉ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟାବେଳେ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ପୂଜା ପାଇଁକି ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା 6:30ରେ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ପୂଜା ଆରମ୍ଭ ହେବ, ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଶ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁର ମହାରାଜଙ୍କୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ନିମନ୍ତ୍ରଣ ଜଣାଉଛି।
Join Onks, you can go ahead.
Jai Guru, I invite Sri Sri Thakur or Bhais, Mas and young aspirants to the next Sangha Puja to be held on Sunday, November 16th. Please join the puja and make it successful. Jai Guru.
Jai Guru. Padmama and I invite Sri Sri Thakur and all Bhais, Mas and young aspirants to the next Sangha Puja to be held on Sunday, November 16th. Please join the puja and make it successful. Jai Guru.
ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ। ଆଜି ମୋର ଗୁରୁଦାସ ଭାଇଙ୍କର ଆଉ ଆଶ୍ରିତା ମାଙ୍କର ପାଳି ଥିଲା, ସେଥିପାଇଁ ପୂଜାରେ ଯାହା ବି ତ୍ରୁଟି ରହିଯାଇଛି ଜାଣତରେ ବା ଅଜାଣତରେ ସବୁ ମା' ଭାଇ ଯେଉଁମାନେ ସେବାରେ ଯୋଗ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି, ଯାହା ବି ଭୁଲ ତ୍ରୁଟି ରହିଯାଇଛି ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଶ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଠାକୁର ମହାରାଜଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଓ ବାକି ସବୁ ମା' ଭାଇ ଓ ୟଙ୍ଗ ଆସ୍ପିରାଣ୍ଟଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ କ୍ଷମା ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ଜଣାଉଛି। ଜୟ ଗୁରୁ।
दिवीर दुर्लभ तव चरण जुगल दिवीर दुर्लभ तव चरण जुगल किरिये पूजिबामी कियाछि श्रीतम्बन दिव किरिये पूजिबामी कियाछि तम्बन एहि देह धन जन तुम्हारी सकल एहि देह धन जन তোমারি সকল গ্রহণ করিয়া কর জীবন সফল দিব গ্রহণ করিয়া কর জীবন সফল এই চরাচর বিশ্ব সকলি তোমার এই চরাচর বিশ্ব সকলি তোমার কি ধন তোমারে দিব কি আছে আমার কি ধন তোমারে দিব কি আছে আমার কি দিয়ে পুজিব তোমায় দিনহীন আমি কি দিয়ে পুজিব তোমায় দিনহীন আমি যে ধনে পুজিব তোমায় সেই ধন তুমি যে ধনে পুজিব তোমায় সেই ধন তুমি আর কিছু না চাই এই নিবেদন আর কিছু না চাই এই নিবেদন আর কিছু নাই চাই এই নিবেদন আর কিছু নাই চাই এই নিবেদন জন্মে জন্মে এই রূপে দাও দর্শন প্রভু জন্মে জন্মে এই রূপে দাও দর্শন জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় 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 জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয়
জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয়
জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় 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 গুরু 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 জয় জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় 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 গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় 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 জয় জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় জয় শ্রী ঠাকুর প্রমাণ দেব লোকবার শ্রী গুরু মহারাজ জয় জয় গুরু জয় গুরু জয় গুরু।
জয় গুরু ভাইମାନେ ଭାଇମାନେ ତ ମାନେ ବେଶ ଗୁରୁଦାସ ଭାଇ ସେ ତମେ ବେଶ ସୁନ୍ଦର ଭାବ ବିନିମୟ କଲେ ଅସମ ଟ୍ରୁଲି ମାନେ ଠାକୁର ଯୋଉଟା ନିର୍ଦ୍ଦେଶ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ସେଇଟା ଆମେ କରିବା କଥା।